Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your Minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing today? Episode 275, the push, the drive to 300 begins, and we've got a lot to talk about today. A lot of cool sets, 3 in specific, and they fall under the city theme. Believe it or not, I've teased it. It's time to do it. I finally have some time. I'm totally not backed up, and we're ready to do this. So we're talking about Lego City, but it falls under the farm demographic of the Lego City umbrella, which is very, very all-expansive and vast. Now, part of the farm deal for me is back in 2008, 2009, when they had the farm stuff. They had the combine, they had the barn, they had a tractor. They had some really good stuff. I need that kind of farm back. I need more than 3 sets, one of which is a junior set. I need those back. I need big time farm. Lego can compete with the farm toys that are at Walmart, at Target. If there are Toys R Us is still around somewhere, they can still compete. I'm going to get on a tangent real quick, real super duper quick. Brooder. If you know anything about Brooder, they are, if I'm not mistaken, it's a German toy company. They make incredibly detailed vehicles for everything that you can imagine. Police, fire, water, farm, just city stuff in general. They are absolutely incredible. And they have, little toy dolls or whatever action figures, whatever you want to call them, that go in their vehicles and can do all kinds of things. And all of their stuff works. It functions. Lego can compete there. They don't need to make anything that large of a scale. I mean, we still have Brooders in this house from when my kiddo was little, and I'm fascinated by Brooder. I get emails every week from them about the new things and the rehab. It doesn't matter. I'm 8 years old inside. So, but with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into these. So the first one I have here in front of me is the Chicken Hen House 60344. It has 101 pieces, and it retails for €10 and $10. And I do like this. This is a nice little set. You do have your little chicken house here, your little hen house. You don't have any males in here, so it's fine. It is on just a small little base plate here that is a 6x6 green plate. And then you build your hen house up from there. It's open. It's a pretty much open air structure, which hen houses usually aren't that way, just so you can keep predators and such out. You do have 2 hens that come with this. I've got mine on the inside. You do have some pearl gold doors. Well, not doors, but windows that open. They're essentially doors to the chickens. And there's a little ramp for the chickens to get up and down. And so there's a nice play feature here to, just the idea of play. Down below, I found really interesting. You got this little container that slides in and out. It actually has a physical stop, so you don't slide it the whole way through. But it collects the eggs. You pretend like, oh, they laid an egg. Now the eggs are literally almost the size of the chickens. So I don't know what those chickens are taking. I don't know what kind of feed they are being fed, but those chickens are really pumping out they are essentially dinosaur eggs in comparison to what their size is. But yeah. Anyway, I like the tapered roof. You've got this little weather vane directional compass type deal that's on top, and you have some foliage in the form of a leaf and a plant that is underneath. This does come with a vehicle. It does come with a 4-wheel UTV, if you will, maybe a ATV, UTV, depending on whatever you want to call it. They do use the newer pieces that create this form of active suspension for the vehicles instead of using springs. I really like the way these are done. Just the way that they're just kind of clipped in there is perfect. This is essentially a Blue Azure vehicle. It does have a little basket that is on the back. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. It's got handlebars, obviously, and a spot for your person to sit. And that person in this set is a female character. She's got some ponytail hair that's going on here in the brown color. She has two different faces. She has the typical smiley face, and then she's got the other one with her eyes closed and her lips just kind of like she's happy. Maybe she just had an egg and she's feeling good. Either way, she is wearing overalls. I do like the print that is on these in the center. And it's not just this one. It's kind of round with the farm stuff. It's got a sun and like rolling hills of like kind of fields with the green in there. But I do like the printing that is on the back as well. You can kind of see the stitch marks and stuff like that. It is really nice. It is a nice little, it's a nice little offering to have. It isn't big at all, but it does fit the idea. It does almost fit the sustainable farming theme to a certain degree. We don't have our hen house set up yet. We will hopefully here in the spring. But our chickens are on the way. I do know that. Not yet, but they will be on the way in 2023. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, what do we have up next? Well, we have the Farmers Market Van. 60345. I love farmers markets. I've been to so many. There are so many around here. I mean, this is Texas. There's farmers markets everywhere. It's not urban farming. It is literally farmers markets. You can get just about everything you want. Vegetables, meats, eggs, of course, any kind of other stuff. A lot of salsas in Texas, obviously. A lot of jams as well. But farmers market van. This thing has 310 pieces. It comes with a few minifigs. I do like the minifigs, but it does retail for $45 here in the United States and 30 euros. It's a little expensive on this side of things, but let's talk about what it has to offer first and then determine whether or not it's worth the price. All right, so this set includes much more than really what you think it does. It does come with a vehicle. It does come with a set piece. The 3 minifigs are a pretty nice little variants that you get here. So let's talk about the vehicle first. This is similar to what we've seen with the ice cream truck and the pizza truck. It's all kind of the same scheme. I don't know if they're the exact same. I don't know where all of those are, but they're pretty synonymous with one another. It's pretty much the same build to a certain degree. You do have your bumper in the front. Obviously, you got your 4 wheels. You do have an all-glass side window on the passenger side, and then you do have your sliding window that is on the driver's side. I do like the color scheme, though, the lime green with the white and the standard green. I do like that. That works really well. It just looks really nice together. The front, where you're driving your cab here, has 2 little doors that open on the side. It does only fit 1 minifig, so I know some of you are going to be like, oh, it's a bummer, man, but it's only 6 studs wide, so you can only do so much. It is a centered driver vehicle, which isn't the end of the world. The roof does lift off quite easily. It actually attaches only by 2 studs on the windshield, and then there are 2 teeth-like pieces, the 1x1 plates that are modified that have like the teeth sticking off the other side. Those are what are holding the other end of this thing on. On top of the roof, you do have a little 2x4 tile here that says "Fresh" on it. It is a sticker. Obviously, there are no prints in here. So as we move towards the rear compartment section here, on the inside, you do have a number of things. You don't have a lot of things, but you do have a fair number of things. But you really just have to put them in there together. You do have a spot in the very back that can fit a tray, a little slide-in jobby to, you put your produce in, take it out, whatever. There is a 2x2 tile that has an open hold stud on it that can hold a part that we're going to talk about here, a little basket that holds some peppers. It does allow you to have some minifigs on the inside, although you can't really do anything except from the one side. So that's kind of wasted space on, in my opinion, the 4x4 space that is in there. I'm not a big fan of wasted space. On the exterior of that sliding glass window, you do have a menu sticker here that says it's a 2x4 orange tile again. It says menu. It has a whatever the price is, USD, euro. So in this case, I'm going to use dollars. It has $3 for apples and or strawberries, which actually not too bad, depending. $4 for a bundle of carrots. That's absurd. That is absolutely absurd. And then $3 for some peppers, which depending, they look like more like chili peppers or habaneros or serranos or poblanos, whatever those kind of peppers are, jalapeno, whatever kind of peppers you would prefer that sign to mean. So you close the doors on the rear, which is nice. They do open. They're fairly large doors. They're, if I'm not mistaken, these are the newer model doors that they're using. It does have a license plate sticker that is on the back, that is on the door. It's just kind of funky. There's a lot of extra white that is around the top and the bottom of this sticker. It just kind of makes it look a little bizarre because no matter, even the matter of the fact that it's white, it just doesn't quite fit as well as some of the other stickers do that don't have all that extra. On the very top of this thing, you have a very large brick-built carrot. I did like that. I thought that was kind of neat to have, just to give it the idea of, hey, this is a veggie wagon. Look at it. It's kind of neat. So one of the other things that you have here is another small little build. This is something that you would put out to attract people to your produce. It is two by, I think these are 3, if I'm not mistaken, or I'm sorry, 4x3 bins that are here on some hinges. It's not bad. One of the issues that I had, though, is when you sit this down, sometimes I was having issues where it was falling over. I don't really know why. It could be weight. You do have a pumpkin and a banana, and you've got a red apple and a green apple. But I've seen, I seem to have, I seem to have found, couldn't get that out, a happy medium here. It's not horrible. It is neat, but mine does not stand up the way that they show in the picture without falling over. I literally have to push it down to be able to withhold the weight, which is weird because it's literally step-by-step instructions and it literally does not work step-by-step. It does not function the way it does. It requires me to pull it down in the form shape that I have. You have another little container here, a 2x2. This is holding your peppers, like a lighter lime green, yellow, and an orange that is in here. Different colored peppers, maybe different variants as far as the season goes. That is pretty nice as well. Then let's move over to what you have as your set build. And I do love the set build that they use here. The set build is, it's different. It's fun and it's different, and I absolutely adore it. I love it, and I wish they did more of these. It does connect via Technic pin each section. So theoretically, you could build multiple of these if you so choose, if you have the parts and stuff, and build your little field that is going on here, your little plant cultivation area. It is on some plates that are obviously on the bottom. That is going to be your base. They're 8x8. There's 2 of them. So in the front, what you have is you have a red fire hydrant. It's got some water hanging out on one side. Is this no, I don't think it is a fire hydrant. I think it's a water pump because there's a handle on the other side. I for the longest time thought it was a fire hydrant. And now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, I don't think it is. But it'd be cool if it was, but I don't think they put fire hydrants next to fields. You do have a watering canister that is here as well. It does come with a little bunny rabbit. Oh, the bunny rabbit is so cute. I just love it. And then you move up to the upper level of this that has the field. It's that darker brown color. Oh God, I love this color. It's so pretty. You do have a little barrel that is here that is sitting on top of a 2x2 rounded tile, modified tile that has the open stud in the center. You can put your shovel in there. You can put whatever else you want in there. You can put your pitchfork that your one minifig has. You can put that in there. And it's nice because just next to that, you have 3 different crops that are growing, which this is not the way crops grow, obviously. You do have some red peppers that are growing on stalks like this. This is neat. They use the lime green leaves here. It's a nice way to be able to build these. Peppers obviously do grow in a downward angle. They don't grow up like corn does, so that is nice. Then you have some grapes on the same type of plant build, but plants. Grapes grow on vines, so this isn't very accurate, but it still works. So you have 3 clusters of grapes, just like you had 3 peppers, same lime green leaves, and then you move on to the corn plant. This is an interesting way of doing it, because obviously corn doesn't grow like this. It isn't, way branched off the stalk. It is sticking up out from the stalk. But you do get 3 of the newer corn pieces that are in here that have some green foliage around the base of them. But my favorite thing about this, I was blown away. I was absolutely gobsmacked by this. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. There is a function here. You are growing carrots. And there is just a simple mechanism that is just done by hand, just by touch. And they use the little plant sproutling pieces that just have the 2 little baby leaves that are growing up out of the ground, or you see them all over the place that they put them in sets. It could be little baby flowers that are growing, whatever. And they're stuck into a 90-degree Technic axle connector that has a hole for a pin that goes through the middle of the 90-degree section. And what is awesome is when you flip those to the right, you have carrots that pop up. So you have baby carrots. You have baby carrot seedlings that are planted. You see the leaves, the plant part coming up, and you're like, oh my God, yeah, I got carrots. Or I'm a giant radish fan. So I'm like, oh, the radish plant, it's coming up. Oh my God, yes. And then when you push those to the right, the carrots pop up. Like, hey, it's time to harvest the carrots, and you pull them out, you do that fun stuff. There's a lot of playability here with this. It may not look like it. It looks like more of a display in general with the carrots and the other 3 crops, but it does have a play factor to it. It is fun, and it is such a simple movement, but it is such a fun movement. I absolutely adored this, just building it and then playing with it, So your first minifig of the 3 is your blue-haired, I guess you could call these rounded pigtails. I don't really know what they call these, but she's got blue hair. It is super duper wild. It's a kind of a standard female face. She's got kind of a furrowed brow on one side with a serious look, with her lips clasped together like, I'm ready. What's going on? Let's tackle the day. And then you have the other one that is smiling. Her azure colored pants are not that bad. I do like the orange and white on her top, orange sleeves obviously here. And, it's not a bad design. It's got some checkerboard type design, a diamond type pattern checkerboard. I do like the way that is done. It's nice. And then the blue hair just sells it. Next, you have your dude that I don't know if he's working on the farm. Maybe this is like junior, and he looks like a young fella. He's got kind of like what almost looks like a varsity jacket on, and it's in red. You got some striping around the bottom. You got the buttons coming down the middle. I don't think it's a blazer. I'm pretty sure it's like a varsity jacket. You've got the buttons that clip into one another. I like the way that is done. He is carrying a carrot. He does have some like jet black hair with his lovely locks that are going on. He does only have the one face, and he's got this chiseled cheeks and this what do they call it with the in your chin. I can't remember. It almost looks like he's got, I'm not even gonna say it, never mind, we're moving along. Anyway, but he's got the dark blue pants that are going on. To me, it's like it could be the kid, one of the kids, working on the farm, helping or whatever, or it could be some guy that you pretend is maybe coming to pick some plants. He paid his money and he wants to pick some carrots. Then you have Farmer John here, and Farmer John's got his lime green pants, his lime green overalls that are going on. Same print in the center, the sun with the rolling hills of vegetation. As the other minifig. He only has one face as well. He's got the jaws, sideburns going on there. The mutton chops, they look pretty good. I like the way those are done. They're in gray. He's got a dark green hat on, and he's got his pitchfork. It's a nice little minifig to go along with what else you have as well. So before we move on to the next set, the final one today, let's talk about price. It's 310 pieces. I think it's overpriced. Absolutely, I do. I think it's a fun little set. I think, we've talked about some of the missings that are in here, like inside the vehicle where you are standing, you're serving food or whatever, or something like that. It's a lot of empty space. It's a total of 16 studs that are not being used other than a single minifig, because you can't have two in there. There's not enough room at the window and the other side doesn't open. So if you modified it, yes, maybe that would be worth it. But still, minifigs only take up 2 studs. It's not great. It's absolutely not great. But I do like the set. I think it is pretty nice. I love the field. I absolutely love the field where the veggies are planted. Veggies, fruit, whatever. I love where those are planted. I'm just not a big fan of the price. I think it could easily be. I think it should be around $30 US. If you can get it on sale, I think that's your best price. I think paying full price for this is a no-go. It's an absolute no-go for me. But it is nice. I do like it. Minifigs, minifigs are minifigs. If you're a giant minifig person, maybe these, capture your attention. For the most part, they do not. For me, they're nice. They're cool looking. But it's nothing that's like, oh my God, I have to have this. They are definitely not like collectible minifigs. So let's move on to the very last set that we're going to talk about today. The Barn and Farm Animals 60346. It has 230 pieces. I know. You're like, whoa, what? It's $70 US and €50. Hello, are we getting the shaft here? Now, I got to mention this is a junior set, so it is a 4+ set. You already know before I get into it what that means. You're talking about big, chunky Lego pieces, big, chunky plastic. That's where we're at with this to even start. So let's go ahead, break it down, and, really determine, is it worth the $70? So what you get with this build is a multiple asset type deal. You have a tractor with a little trailer, tow behind trailer. You have a 2-story barn, and you do have 2 little, technically 3 if you want to make the little pig area a set piece. But you do get 2 set pieces. You get a little greenhouse. Love my greenhouse. And you also have a little area where cows, the little brush that they can brush up against. Cows love that stuff. So funny watching them. And another station where it has a little faucet and you can wash off animals. You can fill water buckets, whatever you want to do with it. So let's talk about the little mini tractor that we've got going on here. This is a really tiny tractor, by the way. Again, 4+ build, juniors build. The bucket in the front only hinges. It's not up on Technic arms. It can be lifted up and down. It just hinges in the front. So it doesn't scoop well at all. You just kind of have to imagine, because when you put it down in full bucket position, it scrapes and it keeps the front wheels off the ground, which does happen if you've ever driven like a backhoe or something like a tractor. You usually pop your front wheels off the ground. Anyway, it does have a little roll cage for your minifig so they don't end up getting, hurt in case the tractor rolls over. Skinny tires in the front, fat in the back. Comes with a steering wheel, and 1 minifig can fit inside. It does have a reverse trailer hitch. Usually you see the ball on the, obviously you see the ball on the rear of vehicles, but in Lego, it's usually the hitch part, the female adapter piece, and the male is usually on the trailer. This is different. This is not like that. It does come with 2 female attachments for the ball joint on the front and rear of the trailer. So it's nice in case you so choose, you know what, I'm going to build a multiple. I'm going to have a train of cars that I'm going to carry different products and such. So that is nice. There is an actually pretty decent space on the inside of this. It's a 6x4 studded space. So you got 24 studs hanging out in there that you can stack things up and stuff. And personally, myself, I'm a giant farming simulator player fan. It's very cathartic. It is essentially to me like building Lego sets. I could literally play that for 6 hours and just be in the chillest mood ever. And it's absolutely pointless, but it's so much enjoyment for me. Anyway, moving on. We've got our little pig pen area, if you want to call it that, pig pen area. And we've got our little piggies. Oh my God, the little piggies are so stinking cute, dude. This is just a 4x4 plate that is, it's got some slop, I guess, the mud. Pigs don't always do mud, which is weird. Most people don't realize that. And then you got your mother pig, daddy pig, whoever you want, the adult pig that's hanging out there. I love the baby pigs. Oh my God, I love the baby pigs. I love the baby animals in this set. This was a huge, huge point for me. Let's move on to the next little set piece. It absolutely is the greenhouse. The greenhouse is made up of 2 taller glass pieces, and then you do have some glass slopes that are on the roof. There's a butterfly that comes with this set. I stuck my butterfly on top. I love butterflies. They're so pretty, and we have so many monarchs that visit here in Texas. So on the inside of that, you have 2x4 tiles with 2 open studs with obviously the holes are open for the studs. You have a watering pail that you can put in there. And then you have some pumpkins and some carrots that are growing, that are matured, that you can harvest. You do also have a little bin that you can use here, and it's the 2x4 again, carrot and some pumpkins that have been harvested that you can use, which obviously is always a good thing. If you're a farmer, that's definitely what you need to have. The next little set piece that we have here is the little brush for the cows that can spin around. We've seen this piece used on street sweepers, street cleaners, that type of thing. Car washes, we've seen it. And then you have this little bucket, this little area where you can, fill with soap, or you want to put your baby cow in there, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Oh my God, because it's so cute. You can put your baby cow in there and hose it off with the little hose that you got going here. You got a little water element sticking out the end of the hose. And then you have your gold faucet. So let's talk about the baby animals here and the animals. Oh my God. You do have a pretty cow here, a pretty beautifully colored cow here. I love this color. The white horns, obviously, you've got a little white print on the top of the face, on top of the long snout area. The nose holes are printed, and then the eyes. And then she does have udders underneath that does let you know, hey, I am a lady. Then you have your baby calf. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh, it's so innocent, so pretty. Oh, I love baby calves. Well, baby calves, that's redundant. We know calves are babies, so anyway, duh, man. So let's get the last animals. I shouldn't say the last because there's one more. But let's get the last 2 farm animals out of the way. You do have your little lamb here, your baby sheep, and it's so pretty. It's just so pretty, so innocent, so tiny. It's pretty much the size of like a cat that Lego uses. And then we get to the sheep. I don't know if there's been a sheep before. There's definitely not been a sheep like this. So your sheep is black and white, dual molded here with the black and the white. Legs are black, face is black, and everything else is white. And then it does come with this piece that you can stick in it as a on top of it. A sheep has a lot of things, hair that needs shaved off, to be used, and you can pop that piece off, and now your sheep is shorn. Love it. It's nice. It's cool. It's fun. It's playable. It's different. It's interesting. It's unique. And again, it's just fun. That's all that matters. You just need fun. So let's move on to the main building here. 2 levels, obviously. In the front, you have these really, really chunky doors that do open to the front of the barn. The window frame area is one giant piece on each. The hinges are very chunky in their own right. As you rotate around the side, you have these giant open areas, these open air windows that are sticking on the side. These are also giant one-piece window pieces that are used just so that you have an easier time if you've got a 4-year-old that's trying, 4 or 5-year-old that's trying to put this together. Just inside of there, you just have some green area, some grass or something like that. And then in here, I've chosen to put my poo in here. Not my poo, the animal poo. I have put my animal poo in here. You do come with it does come with an extra, so you do have that spot to be able to put it, or an extra piece. I chose to put mine in here. I like my animal poo where it's hidden from the sun and the rain. Totally kidding. That was weird. Anyway, so you have a trash can that's in here as well. You do have like this other little kind of trough that is in here. It almost looks like a scale if you were going to be measuring out grain or feed of some kind to give to your animals. There are 2 clips, one of which holds a shovel. You can put a pitchfork or a rake or whatever you have if you so choose to be able to do that. So as we move up to the top section of this, the upper portion of it, they do have clips here. You do have some clips that allow the sides to open because they're angled. You have a little bed, a brick-built bed that is up here. You do have 2 more clips, pitchforks, brooms, wherever you want to put that stuff, it is up here. There is a hay bale that is up here because this is the hayloft. I don't know who sleeps in a hayloft on a bed, but that is kind of weird, but it is a thing here in this set. I've got my little minifig dude child that is hanging around up here. He's got the little short, solid legs, and then he's got his little happy face with this funky looking, almost Dracula-esque hair, a little bit curly hair. He's just kind of a happy dude in his blue overalls. And I got him hanging out up here because I've got my squirrels. I got my gray squirrel chilling up here on top of a hay bale. I love it. Love the gray squirrel. So that was the last animal that I was referring to when I said, oh, there's still another animal, Not all the animals. As you turn it around to the front, what you have is a window that does open to the hayloft in case you're dropping hay in there, moving hay out of there into your tractor or the trailer to your tractor or to somebody down on the ground. Hay bales are not very light, by the way. But you do have a chain here that is used, and it attaches to a hay bale. It does actually go most of the way to the ground. It does not go the whole way. It does reach the length of the trailer. It touches the top of the trailer. I wish it would go down a little bit further. If you're pulling your trailer through, it is fine. You can absolutely do that. And all you do is remove it. It's held on by one open stud. You don't want it. You roll it back up and you just hang your hay bales either suspended or you put it back in the hayloft. It's nice. It has some play function to it. It is definitely a 4+ set, without a doubt. Nothing about this screams city so much. It just screams junior because of everything that it has. However, there are some positives because you do have the animals and such. Let's talk about minifigs. We already talked about the little dude. Your other 3 workers have on overalls as well. They all have the same print on the front. They are all the exact same color, except for 2 of these minifigs have the orange top instead of having the white. So their printing of the green, that lime green on the orange, looks really, really, really atrocious. It looks really, really bad. They could have done a much better job. It's not dark enough, and it looks kind of pukey green. It does not look very good at all. So your female figure that you have here is a short little bowl cut. She's smiling on one side, and the other side she's smiling, but her eyes are closed. She is holding a brush. She's brushing a cow, maybe brushing a sheep. Who knows? But she's wearing the orange top and the lime overalls as well with the lime legs. Then you've got your other dude here, the big bearded gentleman. He does have two faces, believe it or not. He has one where he's just kind of not so amused, and then the other side where he's smiling and he's happy. He has the big beard piece that is attached to the hair. It's all that solid piece. And he's holding a pair of scissors, which is ironic because he's going to cut the hair on a sheep, which I think is absolutely hilarious. Or hair-hilarious. But right? Anyway, so that's kind of neat. Again, orange top with that lime print is just really, really bad. Then your last figure that you have here is a female. She's got her bun in her blonde hair, which is nice. She's got her safety glasses that she's got going on here. And again, same print, same design, except hers is on the white, which makes it really nice. So let's talk about pricing here. Is it absolutely worth? Is it absolutely worth the $70? No. Absolutely not. It is not worth $70. I don't know that I would recommend this over $50, maybe $55, which I think you're going to see a sale on it. You're probably going to be able to get it for $54.99 as the holiday season rolls around. I could easily see that being the case. You might be able to get it at $49.99. It wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me at all. But what it does offer that is really nice is you do have a lot of animals. You have a variety of animals. You have little, you have big, you have babies, you have adults. You do have the little greenhouse. Your minifigs are okay. Two of them, not the biggest fan of. The barn is nice, but again, it is a juniors built barn. It is a juniors built tractor. Not the most intriguing, headline grabbing type of build. But you could throw your own tractor in there. Lego released a tractor, I think it's been 2 years now that they have that. You could use that instead. You could build your own trailer. I still have a number of the sets from the farm series in 2008, 2009. So I have one of those tractors with the trailer, and you could use that for display purposes or play purposes. It doesn't really matter. Kids are going to build what they want anyway. So I definitely don't think it is worth the $70. I think it's closer to $50 in my opinion. If you look at what it is in euros, it's $50. I think it is literally the same. I think it should be priced accordingly, the same. Enough with the value of this or that, the price of the dollar versus this or that. I don't like that it's so expensive in the United States. I think it's absurd. I absolutely think it's absurd for the price in North America in general. I don't have the Canadian pricing, but I know it is more than the U.S. pricing, which is absurd because the U.S. pricing to the euro is absurd already. Anyway, aside from what I like about the set, I don't like the fact that it is so expensive. I'm not a fan of that at all. If that could be adjusted, if you can get it for a deal, the animals are well worth it. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to bricklink.com. I'm going to check out those. That works as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little long. It went longer than I expected for just 3 sets, but I had a lot to say, a lot of enjoyment behind this. The color palette is really good for all 3 of these. The animal choices are really good as well. And you just get a different play experience in general. So until we meet again, I'm your Minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.